Hey, it's Cairo. Welcome back to the channel. Tonight we are doing an Azorius tempo build. I've had a few of them, maybe last month or so, but this one's a little bit different. This one's a lot of fun too, but it's mostly based around Virtuoso and security bypass. Thank you very much for for subscribing and liking the video. If you enjoy the video and you want to see more, please hit that subscribe. We're going to do a deck breakdown here. If you don't want to see that and go straight into the gameplay, just hit the description. There's a timestamp down there. Click it and you'll be right in there. I do want to give a shout out to the Kaero Collective members. Thank you guys very, very much for your support. If you want these videos 24 hours in advance, you can always click join. It is $2.99 a month, but if you don't want to do that, absolutely no worries. Nothing will change. Thank you from the bottom of my heart. Benjamin Clay, Ben Garcia, Country Fried, thank you so much for joining and supporting me in that way. All right, so let's get through the deck breakdown here. Like I said before, it was Illuminator Virtuoso. This is the 1/1 double strike. And when it becomes a target of a spell you control, it connives, so it gets big rather quickly. And Security Bypass. So it's a 2-mana aura. And as long as that creature is attacking alone, it can't be blocked. Remember, you have to attack alone. There's a moment in here that I kind of punt it because I put it on something and I go in with multiple creatures. But it works out. Whenever this creature deals combat damage to a player, it connives. So you put this on the Virtuoso, and all of a sudden this thing is just slamming twice, conniving all over the place, getting counters. We also have Storm Chaser Drake as our 2-drop, 2/1 flying. When it becomes a target of a spell that you control, you draw a card. And we have many of these spells to buff up and protect our creatures. We have Mavinda, Student's Advocate, 3-drop, 2/3 flying. You may pay 0 to play a target instant or sorcery card from a graveyard. If that spell doesn't target a creature you control, it costs 8 more to cast this way. And then if it will be put back into your graveyard, it gets exiled. So this is great to have out, especially if you have a slip out the back. Something that gives your things hexproof in the graveyard. You have this out, you play a couple of good creatures, and you just protect them all game long. As far as spell suite, we also have Luminarch Aspirant, the goodie from Zendikar Rising. 2-drop, 1/1, beginning combat. +1/+1 counter on anything. Amazingly good on Illuminator Virtuoso, but also very good on Storm Chaser Drake and sometimes itself. So the spells that we have to protect our little powerful creatures are Guiding Voice, 2 of these, +1/+1 counter and Learn. We have lessons in the sideboard I'll get to in just a second. Homestead Courage, you'll recognize this from my other tempo deck, 1 white, +1/+1 counter and Vigilance till end of turn. And you can flash it back, pay it again for 1 white. So if you're conniving, this is always a good discard, because you discard it, and then you can play it again. So you get to keep the card that you draw if you want it. Get rid of Homestead Courage, and then have it in the graveyard. And then also, if you have Mavinda out, you're able to play this again. Fading Hope. A lot of versions don't run this. I find this Fading Hope is always good, especially in tempo-based decks. This is good against Runes has been coming up a lot, or things where they have big creatures that are swinging in on you just to buy some tempo. Just pop that right back up into their hand. You know, like these mono green big 4/4s and stuff. Just throw it back into their hand. It's always good. If it's mana value 3 or less, you could scry 1, line up your draws. Slip out the back, 1 blue, put a +1/+1 counter on target creature, and it phases out. This is great, used in response to the removal. So if you're working on getting your creature bigger, you got a Virtuoso out there, you slip out the back, it gets a counter from this, and it also is the target of a spell, so it gets another counter when it connives. Same with Storm Chaser Drake. Gets a counter, you get to draw a card because you cast a spell that targeted it. Really efficient, really bothersome for the opponent. You see a guard approach, 1 blue. Choose 1, tap target creature, or target creature you control gains hexproof until end of turn. Again, use this in response to removal, but you can also pre-combat. You can tap one of their creatures if you don't want it swinging in at you. So very diverse there. A good, well-rounded card for tempo decks. March of Swirling Mist. 1 blue and X. X target creatures phase out. As an additional cost, you may exile any number of blue cards from your hand. The spell costs 2 less for each card exiled this way. A couple times, you got a good board position, and you're kind of racing against other aggro decks, or you're trying to avoid a sweeper, you can definitely use March of Swirling Mist offensively and defensively. It's a very, very good card from Kamigawa and Neon Dynasty. We run 3 of those. Sajiri Shelter, 2-drop land. Protection from the color of your choice till end of turn. Protects your creatures. Also, makes them unblockable. If you're playing a mono deck, put this on one of your attackers, they can't block it. Remember, keep that in mind too. Jwari Disruption, a land but also a counterspell unless they pay 1. Security Bypass, we already went over. Cave of the Frost Dragon turns into a 3/4 dragon for 5 mana, can sometimes finish the job. Iganjo, Seat of the Empire, 4 damage to target attacking or blocking creature. A lot of people forget the blocking clause of that. Don't forget that if they block in a way that you didn't want them to, you can always dispatch one of their blockers with toughness 4 or less. Hall of Storm Giants, Otawara Soaring City, channel it out for 4 mana or 3 mana if you have Mavinda, because Mavinda is a legendary creature, and bounce a creature, enchantment, or planeswalker to the, or an artifact to the owner's hand. 4 Deserted Beach and 4 Hingegate Pathways. Thank you guys very, very much for subscribing and liking. I cannot thank you enough. I will see you next time. Alright, slip out the back, Security Bypass, Illuminator Virtuoso. We can play Sajiri Shelter turn 1, Virtuoso turn 2, and we have plenty of ways to protect it. So that's going to be the plan. Okay. We'll play Aspirant first, just because we definitely want to have Virtuoso with a bypass on it and not let it get destroyed or taken out. We want to be able to protect it. That's the way we're going to get through and do damage. So we'll just put up a Luminarch Aspirant. If it survives, that's great. Other Kami. Okay, they're setting up. Pick that one. Need that other land. Just gonna go a good old-fashioned race then. So we can get that other land, so we can get Virtuoso out and protect it. Okay, they're going to take our Aspirant here. Alright, there's another land. Let's try to protect it, make it unblockable, see if we can do a ton of damage. What do you say? Okay, we're gonna have to slip this out the back. Give them a counter on it. We cannot have lifelink coming back at us. We just can't. So okay, let's try to phase out something, especially if they put lifelink on it. See if we can make something happen. Okay, let's let them do that. As long as they keep stacking runes, we'll be okay, because we can March of Swirling Mist their stuff. But if they come for a Virtuoso, okay, that's fine. Phase them out. Now we're good. What if it wasn't for that exile clause that we could exile the blue card from our hand to make it cost less? We would have been dead, but we aren't. Thankfully, we're able to get that third land to get it done. Good game. All right, we're going first. That's nice. Virtuoso, Drake, and security bypass. Yeah, like this. Ruin Crab. All right. Let's go in the air then. Millen. Count our blessings. Good thing they didn't have 2 Ruin Crabs to do that with, right? Bounce it back. Good tempo play. Got a good sense of humor. All right. Gonna need another land. Bounce it back. We're at 39 cards already. Attack with the Ruin Crab. Alright, here's another land. Get the bypass going. Let's Homestead Courage it up. See if we can make it happen. Okay, slip out the back to protect it. Let's see if they can mill out 27 cards. They may be able to. Iteration. Okay, they play a land. They have 3 mana to work with. Mills out 3 more cards, brings us to 24. Got there. I did like the attack with the Ruin Crab, though. That was pretty fun. They're like, might as well. I don't blame them. Good game. Alright, we go first. Drake and Aspirant to work with here. Alright. Guess we'll go Drake first. Get a nice flyer in the air. That way, if they don't deal with it this turn, we'll be able to protect it and draw cards by protecting it. That'll be really nice. Okay, like that. I think we've got an advantage here, racing. Got to land. Yeah, let's get ours out. Save mana for slip out the back. Okay, we'll take that. They have all 3 colors of mana that they need. So they have Esper. So Wouldn't be surprised to see a Rafine, Obscure Interceptor, Wandering Emperor, things like that coming in. Or a Nadar. Did not foresee that. I think here, if we don't draw anything, we double Homestead Courage on Aspirant, put a counter on it, and make this a 4/4 on the ground. See if we can go in that way. Actually, yeah, this will work. Oh, yep, as long as it's attacking alone. I see. My mistake. Okay, coming in, venturing into the dungeon.
Powerful won't help. I'll do it my... There's no secret I can't uncover.
Pretty decent punt, me attacking with 2 creatures for security bypass. But these things happen in Magic. We're going to see if we can recover. We'll put it past us. Big guard approach. Okay. Not the finest moment, but that's okay. All about the recovery. I have a lot of cards in hand. Let's grab a Teachings. We've got 2 cards that can protect our things. They even exiled a card to do it, so let's give this hexproof. Draw another card. Okay, and we have a March of Swirling Mist, so we can phase everything out if we need to. Okay, they're gonna give something -4, -0, I assume. Okay, I think that's fine. Okay.
Thanks. I'll be taking that now.
Can't quite get a lethal, but we can get 7. My plan here is to, if we have to, we can slip out the back on the aspirant if they try to take it out. And then we can Swirling Mist phase everything of theirs out next turn. Hopefully then enough to get it done. We're leaving Storm Chaser Drake back as a blocker. No need for the Drake.
Feel the energy of battle, then guide it like water.
Counter there. We'll end the turn.
Your training.
Only thing we need to worry about is a counter spell, but we'll do March of Swirling Mist first. Then if we absolutely need to, we can slip out the back on their creature.
Strike fast and strike hard.
Okay, definitely didn't block there. Thought I lined Storm Chaser Drake up as a blocker, but clicked too quickly. Alright, they're phased out. And we have something to protect our creature. Good lord. Couple of punts this time. See if we can get it done.
What do we have here?
Both. All right.
I will show you what happens when the spiders. Aren't I the generous one?
Okay. Then we should be unblockable, right? We should be good. Alright, so if you're watching this channel, I'm sure that you can pick up some deck ideas and tips, but you can also watch games like that, where it's just like a couple of big punts. And thankfully we recovered, weren't punished too hard, but I'm not perfect, I make mistakes, and hopefully you can learn from my mistakes too, but good game. Okay, opponent's going first, 3 lands. Jiri's Shelter. Only 1 creature. Alright, let's try to draw another creature. We have lands and spells. We'll try to make this work. Feels weird saying it, but I'd rather the Aspirant get countered than the Virtuoso. Cultivator. That down on blue. So if we play Mavinda here, then we play something else, we're not going to have anything to protect our stuff. Yeah, might as well. They can't not block here. They have to block. Oh. Alright. Let's see. They maybe have a plan. They have something up their sleeve here. They may have 2 removal spells, so they're thinking like, oh, well, they'll play 1. We can give it hexproof. And then they play another one on top. We only have 1 blue mana, so they may have something here. Looking at our graveyard. There's you see a guard approach that we discarded, so that way we could play it with Mavinda. But I'm fairly confident that if we get through this turn, the Virtuoso sticks around, we put security bypass on it, and then we just hit. I don't know if they can do anything with it right now. They only have 1 green. All their interaction was probably going to be blue in this point. At this point, so our turn. Beginning of our turn, they do something. They have to have some form of interaction here. The real question is, do they have 1 or 2 things? Because we can give it hexproof. What do you have? No, they run counters. They have 2 blue, so they could have a Fading Hope and something else. Maybe Fading Hope, Otawara, Soaring City. Or they don't have anything and they're just letting the rope come out. We're about to find out. Does the second one go through? We're going to get rid of Mavinda so we can fuel our March of Swirling Mist here. Second one goes through. Alright. Let's kind of look at them like they have 2 blue mana. They don't have any. They're not going to have anything in green for instant speed interaction. Good game. Diamond 4. Nice.